Red alert! Set an intention. Go to Salon Trek.
We're also thrilled to announce that we now serve Raktajino.
Hoopla!
Ahoy, hoy, friends, and welcome to the Salon. I'm your host, Stan Williams, and my nacelles also detach. Tonight, we are excited to talk about Star Trek Starfleet Academy Episode 9. Before we do all of the podcast things, as you know, Thursday, 6:30 p.m. live on YouTube. We are at Salon Trek on YouTube. All of the social media, except for Instagram, over there, we're at The Salon Trek. We are also on all of the podcast platforms. And we're on Patreon. If you want to throw a couple of dollars our way, it's certainly appreciated. We've got some fun benefits, as you can see on the screen, at $2, $5, and $9 a month. We also have a fun thing going on Patreon. If you join the free level, you will see a post to get the $5 level free for a month, and you can check out our bonus episodes and see if it's for you. So go ahead and check that out over on patreon.com/salontrek. Now, like I said, we are talking about 300th Night tonight. Teleplay by friend of the pod, Kirsten Beyer. Story by Kirsten Beyer and Kenneth Lynn. Directed by friend of the pod, Jonathan Frakes. So get excited. Now, in order to do that, I've got to beam in the crew. So let's start with my co-host, of course, Trevor. How you
doing?
Okay. Love it. And next we got, oh heavens. We have a transporter malfunction here. I'm not sure what we can, maybe we need to just go ahead and set an intention. Let's see if that gets things moving.
This is obvious, but don't forget
to implement the Omega Directive immediately. All other priorities have been rescinded.
Oh, interesting. It looks like in order to beam people in or see messages from them, we need to get a response. So, Trevor, what was the intention you were going to set?
Well, I needed to guess everyone's code word that they would give me in order to decode a transmission. Apparently it's happening for real.
Okay, well let's see what's going on here. Your first code word is petty.
Oh fuck. That's you.
Let me put in my name. Yes, that is correct. All right, looks like we can move forward. The next one is Doritos.
Ken.
Let's see, Ken. It's correct. Message reads Cool Ranch.
That is a deep cut, by the way. Good job, Ken. I'm proud of him.
All right. Were those Cool Ranch or were they regular?
No, they were regular.
Yeah. He's trying to throw us off the scent. Let's see the next code word to move these messages or transporters or beam people or aboard. Let's see, the next word is Jadzia.
Matt.
M-A-T-T. It's correct. Message reads, can I just say?
Yes, yes, he can.
He's not going to be able to be here and beam in. Let's see the next one. Wet food.
Benji.
B-E-N-G. Yep. Message reads meow. All right. These intentions are getting set really well.
I'm really impressed with the ones everybody came up with.
I wonder. The next word is penis.
It's challenging because I'm sure Krista has the biggest one, but I'm going to go with Will.
All right. Let's Will. Oh, the transporter just came online. There he is. Welcome, Will.
I knew you'd get it immediately anyway.
I mean, it's fine.
You know me so well.
And you me.
Let's see the next one. It's Evershed.
Oh, okay. Damn. Krista, that is really good. That is another deep cut, but that's fantastic.
R-I-S-T. Oh, We got the transporter online. It looks like the sacred chalice of Cabernet coming in. Krista.
I was hoping you would get
That
it.
is so good.
That's a deep cut.
That is a very deep cut.
All right, and let's see. We've got one more code. Cassidy.
I mean, I would kill her for this person. Welcome, Joanne.
Let's see. Transporter coming online. Number one suspect in Cassidy's murder, if it ever happened. Joanne with her phasers set on.
It was
stunning.
Joanne with a phaser in Cargo Bay 2.
Excellent. Well, y'all, that was fun. The intentions are set. It was very scary for a second, but Trevor, thank you for sending out those coded transmissions, and welcome everyone in the chat. We see you. We thank you for being here. For folks watching live out on social media, if you join over on YouTube, you can join in the chat. And yes, we all know that if Trevor was sending a message, it would be Maresta. What that means, Benji will tell us in the chat. Hello, Wanda. Welcome back from your
Hey, Wanda!
maiden voyage on the Star Trek cruise. Can't wait to hear all about it. All right. Well, now that we've got our skeleton crew, we've got to talk about this episode of Star Trek, y'all. We're so close to the end of the first season, and I'm both excited and bummed. I am loving it. So let's talk about it. My top thoughts on 300th Night. I'm supposed to throw up a banner here to time it. So I'm going to do that and not take extra time because I loved this episode. I have a couple of nitpicks. They were lessened on a second watch, but I loved the emotional moments. This was the first episode I actually kind of cared about Caleb and Tarima. Like before, I was like, I get it. You're hot. You're going to fuck, whatever. Him saying goodbye, I was like, okay, like I don't get it, but they care about each other. And those were some really lovely moments. His reunion with his mother was a fucking gut punch when all he could say was mom. It's like the shock of finally finding her, like it got me. I started crying. I love the humor that was laced throughout this episode. Sam's evolution from last episode. She's still Sam, but she's clearly changed. Really fun and funny ways. And like I said, there are some nitpicks. There's a few things that I felt were a little convenient, but like I've said before, this series is doing a really good job explaining some things that other shows would just like make you go, huh? But we'll get into it. So those are my top thoughts. Krista, your top thoughts on this episode?
I liked it. For me, though, it seemed more of a setup episode. Penultimate setup episode. Of all of the episodes, this one seemed I had to dig a little bit for some stuff. Otherwise, it seemed kind of like, okay, I can see where this is going. I loved another appearance by Admiral Charlie Daddy. Headcanon tells me those two were involved. I see it. I want it. Thank you. Introduced to Caleb's mother. I have some thoughts on her. Couple of nitpicks. I'm really not interested in Caleb and Trisket. They do nothing for me. Don't care. But I think the connection is going to be very important for the next episode. And the only other nitpick for me was Caleb continuing to call Nahla in front of the other cadets. It's like put some respect on the title, my friend. It's not it to me that, but I can understand the reiteration of it a couple of times in this episode. I understand the reiteration because they're now setting up this sort of him in the middle of these two sort of matriarchal people in his life, and calling her chancellor wasn't really gonna hit it as much as calling her by her first name. But good setup episode. Yeah, I have thoughts on Mom, but and thoughts on Genesis, and we'll get to those.
And before we go to Will, I do just want to note your earlier call out to Admiral Vance.
You thirsty bitch.
In the arms of the angel.
He's a biscuit.
Mm-hmm. And now for Will's top thoughts.
Yeah, I thought this was really good. I mean, it as we know, it's kind of setting up has the thankless job of setting up the finale. But I think the writing is really tight. I think this is a really well-paced episode. It covers a lot of ground very swiftly and very adeptly. It didn't feel like it was rushing through things. It just felt like this is the pace of things that are happening right here at this moment. I'm going to credit that to Kirsten Beyer because she has a really good sense of pacing in all of her episodes. When to slow down, when to speed up. And I think that this just, it knows its ultimate goal is to get to the finale, to set up all of this, the megaparticle stuff, what Miss Braca is doing, Caleb reuniting with his mother, like how to get this small group of kids to get our central people together with our main cast of adults, like how to get them kind of together. I think it does a really good job at that, and I'm excited for the finale. But I thought it was a good episode. I mean, in a string of really good episodes, this was also very good. So I don't have much to say. But Joanne?
I think I'm right there with you guys. Like, we know, we're waiting for the big moments or whatever, how they're going to figure it out. So I was anticipating that. And, I'm with you, Krista. I don't really care about Caleb and Tostino. They're just, whatever. I hope I don't know. I was like, oh, is this a breakup? Or, but then he was like, oh, you sound like music to me, which I'm like, I need to ask Kirsten, like, how old are you? Was like this a Fame, the TV show Deep Cut? But, so, I don't think she's that old though. I don't know. But, I was like, it's very Be My Music, very Bruno. But, I was into it. I'm intrigued by Sam, and I've always loved Sam, but oh my God, her just like, you don't know me was so relatable. Oh, was so relatable content. I was like, oh, this is going to be spicy. So, I'm excited about what's next. How about that?
I kind of fucking loved it. Like I there was something about this episode that was very, like, as much as it needed the others to build, we needed to know who these characters were. We needed to build up to a certain point. The tension with the mom and all that good stuff needed to be there already. The idea of like a group of people being dispatched via shuttle to a shady planet, shenanigans happening, the ship had to separate, like there's an attack, like it felt very, any Star Trek could have done this, but like this specific story had to be in Academy. But like that marries it into the rest of Trek. I don't know, for all those reasons, I was enjoying it all by itself, but also enjoying it as a part of this bigger story. I am not vibing with Mom just yet. I still don't trust her. There's something a little weird. I feel like the actor's making some super intentional choices that have me going, but it showcased everyone in a wonderful way, including our buddy Darum, who, acting drunk is never easy. And there were moments where he lost me a little bit, but like when he threw glitter up all over himself, I was kind of elated. I don't know.
We were back home.
Yeah, it feels like a thing I should hate, that he throws up glitter, but somehow having already seen it and then introducing it here where he's just drunk and throwing up glitter on himself.
My trousers.
I don't find I don't find gross things funny very often, and so the fact that it's glitter made it extra funny for me because it wasn't gross. So it like removed the need to make the gross not gross because it's not gross. It was hilarious. So yeah, super fond of this episode, and I'll explain more as we move on.
Yes. I like there's so much that I want to talk about. Let's start with the very first scene because there's just such a lovely moment. These kids have been together for a year. They've been through a lot. We're going along with them. Like I will mention the pacing of this episode, but I also think the pacing of this season, like laying it out, obviously fitting the premise of it being at the academy. We are seeing an academic year. They've done such a great job of seeding things throughout that we get to this 300th night celebration. We're seeing all of this elation. We're getting some fun jokes from the digital dean that I'll throw out later. But we start with this really lovely, grounded ritual that we've seen similarly in the past. This bonding ritual is not new. How it's shaped for this family is a little different, and it works really well. It sets up Caleb's story for later on, a little douchebag not drinking his soup. What'd y'all think of most people getting invited into House Krog? I'm a little bummed that Occam wasn't there, but otherwise, really lovely moment. Trevor.
We've not, well, starting backwards in my thoughts, but we've not seen a lot of Occam and Jaden.
True.
So that didn't rub me, although the lack of Occam bothered me because I like Occam. But I saw some negative reaction to Caleb's not necessarily wanting to dive right into a chosen family, and it didn't bother me. Like I saw people reacting negatively to that, and I was like, I don't know. I've known y'all for 9 months. This feels weird. Like I could see where he was coming from. So I don't know, that the ceremony's lovely. I wish, because the way that we had seen this ceremony before between Worf and Jeremy Astor in the bonding, I wish it had been smaller still. I kind of wish it had been something he invited maybe Darum to. And this started, we've seen all the groundwork of the will they, won't they with Darum and Jaden, and it seems like Jaden is much more of the romantic and Darum's the hit him and quit it. But I feel like it should have been smaller. It felt weird to kind of include everybody, and then it's just like, oh, the one person that doesn't want to participate is the odd man out. Like it just feels, I don't know. Would have been nice if maybe this had been laced throughout the season, and he was gradually like connecting with these people, and it culminated in a ceremony where all of them had joined at some point. But like doing it as a group feels strange. That sounded worse than it did in my head.
Clap if you agree.
Yeah, I'm gonna disagree with you on this one, Trev. I like that it was everyone together.
I'm sorry, no one can hear you. What? No.
Oh, sure. I think I didn't mind it. Everyone's together. It felt like more of a thing you do in a group rather than it felt more of like an orgy, less of a single hookup kind of moment for me. Mm-hmm. So I was like, fine, let them do it. And it makes sense that they're like, he wants to do this as like a thing for their 300th, their 300th day celebration. So, I mean, it tracks. I see your point, but I think having them all together and do it, I think is more impactful than having them kind of separated to do it. But I see your point, but I wholeheartedly disagree.
Okay.
You bitch.
Krista, you had your hand.
I think there's not much of a payoff initially. You're just sort of watching it. It really wasn't a surprise that Caleb didn't want to take part for numerous reasons. I think the payoff comes with his taking apart Genesis to her face, in which he describes her as selfish and all of that. And I found that entire scene it was more, that saying every time an accusation is actually a confession. I think that's what that ended up being. that he is adhering to this kind of selfishness. He's adhering as a trauma. So her following it up with, Pinocchio, you're never going to be a real boy. It tracks. The whole thing put together tracks, which is what I think is very interesting about the way they're writing these shows. Each episode starts out one way and you think you know what's happening. You think you have an idea. And by the time you get to the end of the episode, it's something entirely different. And it's a kind of a joyful surprise that it wasn't predictable. And I think, again, this serves that purpose. It starts out with a very innocuous, Caleb's not a joiner. Caleb is a rebel. Caleb has trauma. And it comes around to that very pivotal scene in Mommy's bunker room where they're kind of ripping into one another and they're saying things that after 300 days or whatever, they've been itching to say to one another. And most of what they're saying is actually confession rather than accusation. I have a lot to say about that scene. That scene made the episode for me. But I let's call it this. I wasn't surprised that he didn't join in. I wasn't surprised that we had silly, flirty conversation about tense lift rides. That part wasn't surprising. Once they got off the ship, that's when it became interesting. And I agree with Norman. How did you not know the fucking word?
Yeah.
How did that, and that's where it becomes kind of, that's where it's plot device. And I'll go with it. I'm fine with it. I'll go with it. But some things have been very seamless with these episodes and seamless in the reveal. And this one to me and I really don't want to say this because I like Kirsten, but this one seemed a little more plotty. This one seemed more obvious to me. And I think because it is the setup, the surprises are for next week. This just hints at things.
I can help you there because I can tell you based on, because every other episode it's been written by, this one's teleplay by and story by, which for this episode means there was more of a committee involved. So that may not have been a Kirsten Beyer mistake or choice, rather. However you want to frame it. She's a friend of the pod. She might have just heard me say that. You make no mistakes. You're great. Can't wait to see you in a month. Also, spoiler alert.
There's something on your nose, Stan. something on your nose.
You know,
Wow.
that is a good
Stan,
call out.
Knocking
you got a little
procedure certainly complete. Damn.
You got a little friend of the show on your nose.
Yeah.
Something
I'm
on
the
your
only
chest.
one who's ever done that. Right. You're right. Fair enough. Fair hit. I have plenty of nitpicks about this episode, and I will be bringing them to her attention. No.
In a strongly worded email.
Yes, I agree, Krista. That took me out of it a little bit because I was like, how the fuck have you not tried it? There was at least something that there were a few moments, like I said earlier, I have nitpicks on, but this episode and this series is doing a better job than other Treks in at least explaining. Like, there are still mistakes made. There's still things that I'm like, I don't get it. I don't think they should have done that, but it's at least explained. In this case, he at least says, I'm so dumb. He at least acknowledges.
He said, like,
should've-
oh, I tried this but
a while back, yeah.
a while back, and I'm so dumb. I can confess, those moments wash over me. I totally didn't understand it or try to understand it. I was just like, oh, okay, he's got some messages. I was kind of like, why are there 2 years worth? But again, I was just like, well, because it needs to be that many, and I moved on. You know what I mean? So that didn't bother me much either. But I also thought the ceremony was an interesting choice because I think although Caleb didn't drink the soup, they all had stuff, as kind of Krista rightly points out later, they all kind of had some stuff to say. And Sam kind of foreshadowed it too, and then her and Genesis had a little moment about the room, and so it all kind of came up in that circle. So I don't know, I thought that was an interesting, a little choice, to have that ceremony at the top. But I'm also like, are they also removing Jaden from any like potentially violent kind of situation because of his? Somebody has to explain pacifism to me. Like, can you not defend yourself, or do you just not ever take up arms?
You're touching on why he wasn't on the shuttle with them.
Yeah.
There are several schools.
With Trisket.
There, or chicken and a biscuit. Those are my favorites. Those little crackers, they're great. Anyway,
they're delicious. Yes,
right. But to Joanne's question, there are many schools, but there are generally thought of as 6, and some involve not taking up arms at all, and some do for different reasons. And I don't know. That's a great question, because I was wondering the same thing. Like, why do we keep removing him from the story? It's weird.
Yeah, because he did. I mean, he did literally take up a rock to throw in cosine. So he will attack when absolutely necessary, it seems.
I think
I'm curious too.
Go ahead.
No, that was it. I but to Trevor's point as well, like they like, maybe it's not a pacifism thing, but like they do keep removing him from the story. Like last week, they made him sick, and that had no connection to anything. And it was like, is it a real world, like, let's give the kid a break from the makeup? Like Laura wasn't in this episode. She hasn't been in a few this season. Maybe it's a scheduling thing. Like, who knows? But yeah, but opening up with that ceremony did set up some interesting things. Krista, did you have more to say about the ceremony?
Just about the ceremony, I think the payoff again will be the next episode, because it's going to be about family. The nature of family is family blood. Regardless of how Caleb feels, the others feel enough about the fellow cadets to go ahead and perform a ceremony that will make another cadet happy. So it's almost like the nature of family is involuntary. It doesn't matter how you feel about it, Caleb, because they still view you as a person. And no, Trisket and Jaden weren't involved, but they were involved. They were involved like the siblings that see the other siblings doing shit and going, okay, someone distract the parents while they go, and they put up the obfuscation. They put up the distraction. So they are involved. And again, the payoff is going to be next week. Mm-hmm. They are involved. They're on the ship. There again, 2 more people that Ake's got to keep alive now, that presumably would have been safe if they had butted their nose
and
out.
You could feel every bit of her, like, son of a bitch, what are y'all doing here?
Like, I mean, just that last where she just sort of puts her hand on her desk and goes, like, are you fucking kidding me?
That's a great segue to just talk about Holly Hunter for a while. Like, she's been amazing this entire time. This episode, like, again, somersaulting across the furniture was delightful. Her with Kelrick was really interesting, seeing them work together and prepare for all of this bullshit. But utilizing Chancellor Ake as one of the tension cutters is such a smart choice, because she's the lead of the show. She's the captain. She's captaining more in this episode than in others. She's been more chancellor in previous episodes. Now she's captaining the ship. But having her be like, you 2 look guilty as hell, like just clocking people. And then when they stow away, it's like, well, that's a design flaw. Like, it was so funny, so good. Like, and then like ending the episode. We're not there yet, but like ending the episode with her with surrogate mom seeing biological mom again. Like, hello, Ms. Mir. Is like she can do it all. So good. Trevor.
I do think, not to say that no one else can talk about the ceremony, but I do think that next week's ends with Caleb doing the ceremony. Like I feel like we're going to anchor this with him being like, you are my chosen family. Because I have a feeling mom is not going to be hanging out at her new place on Earth excited that her son's at the academy now. Like I don't think that's the end for Mrs. or Ms. Mir. I think she's got some more troubles ahead.
Yeah. Last thought on the ceremony, because I know I realized that I was moving us forward, but it was mentioned in the chat as well. Kyle wasn't there, and I think that's on purpose because he's not being invited into the family. He's being invited into other
Jaden.
Yes, into Jaden.
Girl, that counts. I worked hard for that.
I know. I'm getting there. I'm just teeing it up again. He's his celestial temple and ample nacelles.
Problematic gay alert.
I'm sorry.
So-
I also think Kyle is more into Jaden than Jaden is into Kyle.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I do
that
think
kills me for my
Jaden
boy.
inviting Darum into his family is nah, this is platonic, boo.
So you're saying
Sorry.
Kyle's a top. He's more into Jaden. Jesus, it's like I'm working
I'm
alone
not
here.
saying anything
No.
because I used those terms and I got laughed at because I apparently used them. I'm not. So fuck you all with that.
This is where
I don't-
Krista sets up a Grinder profile, and in it, it's just like
Just for science. This is just for
here to
science.
learn. Just here to learn.
exploring.
That's Urban Dictionary. Just here to learn.
I'm on a Star Trek
Just here to
podcast.
understand
and-
the GOP.
I spend too much time with homosexuals. I need to know what they're talking about. Someone help.
They're laughing at
It's
me.
gone on too long, and I'm too embarrassed to
laughing
ask.
at me.
Yeah.
I'm the
No.
the DEI hire here.
Speaking of going on too long, Caleb and Terima. I want to.
That's enough. We're done.
That was good.
I wanna-
That was good.
All I want to say about Caleb and Terima is, up until now, I haven't got it. I'm like, okay, you're hot, but like, other than that, like, you're both kind of annoying in different ways at different times. Her certainly more. There's been a little bit of growth there. I'm hoping in season 2 they make her less overtly annoying because I like the actress. I loved that turbo lift scene though. This was the first time where I was like, okay, this is kind of cute. Like her sort of not quite deadpan, but close to deadpan delivery. Like, I don't know, that doesn't quite really say we've seen each other naked and I killed a bunch of people with my mind and we both feel weird about it. It's like, yeah, that was funny. It was cute. And when he said goodbye by saying your music, I thought was really lovely. I was like, you're making me want to like you too, but I don't. That's all I have to say about those two.
I really
Anybody-
liked them until they made her like people pleaser girl, right? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I wanted her to be Deanna Troy, which I say that like Deanna wasn't problematic, right? But
Girl.
she's not.
Trevor, put your hackles down. It's okay.
Oh,
No, it's
nobody
not-
loves Deanna more than me. Nobody.
It's not Deanna's fault. She was written that.
Yes.
She was written that way, but I wanted her to be Deanna in a way that she's not. But I don't know. Maybe she'll come around. I don't know. He looked very big in that elevator too.
Yeah.
Damn.
He's like 6'4", and she's probably like 5'2". So
Right.
Yeah.
like, well, good on you, girl.
Yeah, they're noting in the chat as well. I will agree. I'm summarizing the chat and to agree, like I want to see more betazoiding from the betazoids, like some mental chatter. Like we got some in this episode, like her talking about like, I wish I couldn't read you as well as I can. Like when she clocked him being like, you're always running, when he made a somewhat innocuous comment. She's like, you're always running. Like there are touches of it. I think they could be more overt, and I hope we get more of that. Anybody else have thoughts on taxidermy and Caleb before we?
No, I think we've talked about them more than what is necessary. I'm over it. She needs to die. I'm over it.
Okay.
I'm deeply over it. I don't want to talk about them anymore. I don't want to talk about tiramisu. I don't want to talk about Caleb's giant muscles. I'm so over their relationship because it is drier and blander than a bucket of sand. I'm so over it. Anyway, can we move on? Please. I can't hear any more about them. There's more depth in this conversation than there was in their relationship in the show.
I'm so sorry.
Sometimes just being hot is enough.
So they
don't need to have depth. They can just be hot. That's fine. Sometimes you'll let a lot of shit slide when people are just hot. So and they're in college, and sometimes that's enough. That's all I'm saying. It's
what
like,
I love
it's
is
cool. Like, it's cool. Great. You're hot.
Guys, can we stop talking about this? Can we just stop talking about it? And then he keeps going and you got wound up. I could tell.
Drag her.
Yeah. I know. I love it. It's like, I want to talk for a few minutes about how I don't want to talk about this.
Cool.
No, I get it. But yes, the sand has been thrown. We are diverting power to the left nacelle, and let's talk about stealing a shuttle. I fucking loved Sam in this episode. I loved her evolution from what she went through. I adored her calling the doctor dad, saying, I hacked my dad's codes, and then I'm sorry, Dad. I fucking loved it. But like, Carice was a standout in this episode, as she is often. But her changing relationship with Genesis, I think, is interesting. I'm curious where that's going. Her wanting to help Caleb, not only to like she's clocking Caleb. She's like, you need help. We're family now. I'm gonna help you. Plus, it's like it works with her journey as well. Like, I haven't done anything crazy like this, so I'm gonna do it. Choosing to be the one to be like, I'm not gonna let you ruin this for him, and like basically kidnapping Genesis. Genesis was fun a little bit. Like, I want more from Genesis because I really like that character. I think she served more plot in this episode than she got growth or more interesting things to do, but that's fine. I like hopefully there's more next week and into season 2. And we'll get to that scene when she clocks Caleb's ass. But the shuttle scene, and again, this episode cutting tension with humor, like the glitter vomit that we brought up earlier. I loved this. And also another of my nitpicks that was explained, like, like in Star Trek Picard, every fucking system was an hour away. Chintaka, which if I were wearing glasses, I would push them up, but we all know is actually 3 weeks away from Earth from Deep Space Nine, 8th and Prime, like whatever. Here, it's like, we are passing this transwarp tunnel. We got to go now to get it. So it was explained. It was super convenient, but it was at least explained in dialogue. We just didn't have to just accept this bullshit. Those are my thoughts on the shuttle scene and stealing the shuttle. Trevor.
Girl, what?
Yes.
I just wanted to make fun of you.
And
Go ahead. Go ahead, Chris. I was just making fun of Stan.
Oh, I was going to say that Sam, again, proves to be the only one living in the moment. She is surrounded by people all living in the past, with the possible exception of Jaden. Everybody's living in the past, or one of them is living solely for the future, what have you. She's the only one legitimately in the single moment that is happening. And I'm really excited about that. And my girl Genesis, man, she resonates so much. Firstborn child energy. I can't even describe it. They're out. This one's getting drunk. These two are stealing a shuttle. What is she doing? She's volunteering to, she's like all about responsibility. And I liked that the exchange between she and Sam is kind of like a younger sibling pushing up against the, well, you're not the boss of me kind of situation. And then going, okay, well, we're just gonna kidnap you. And once she's in. She's like, okay. But the thing that really interests me about her in this one is that she really goes there with Caleb, and in telling him that he's always going to remain he's just this traumatized little boy, and that he's never really going to grow beyond that. She simultaneously is completely unaware of the fact that while that may be his albatross, her albatross is believing that nothing will begin until she is a captain. Like that is when her life will begin. That is when I will get revenge on you. That is when I will prove to, everyone that I can do this. So it was a really interesting sort of way to present that Sam is really the most normal out of all of them for being in the moment, because everybody else is either living for the moment that shit begins in the future or still firmly entrenched in however their past molded them and continuing to facilitate those sorts of behaviors even as they get older. And it was very interesting to me that exchange happened between Genesis and Caleb, like the eldest sibling looking to a younger one and giving them the really shitty truth while also blithely ignoring their own, which is like a thing I've experienced. So that whole thing really resonated with me. And again, it speaks to the idea that Caleb, your participation in this family would be welcome, but it's not, it's your acknowledgement is not necessary. You're still in this, whether you co-sign or not. It's not necessary. And again, that is the kind of back and forth that you get with siblings, where you say very unvarnished things that have truth, but are hurtful, but also helpful. That went a long way into a different direction. I'm going to have some wine.
I like Sam latching to Caleb, because I think her character seems to latch onto people that she's trying to emulate. So I think with Genesis, there was something about her being familiar and safe and being kind of very, very stable is the word I should say. Because she's, for the most part, the most like academic, the most like she's, going to be a captain, like all of that. And then her kind of latching to Caleb this episode after her kind of growing up, this kind of transformation she went to last episode, you can see that she's like, she wants to grow more. So she goes, this person's going to grow. So she's like latching onto them, like this kind of thing of like, I want to go experience and do things that like I didn't get to experience as a kid, experience growing up with the doctor. So her latching onto him is interesting because it's, I don't know. I don't think she's trying to help him. I think she's trying to she goes, oh, this guy's cool. So she's like, oh, I'm going to go hang out with you. Like, it feels a little like, oh, older brother. Like maybe she's looking for that sort of thing. Like her kind of trying to remove herself from Genesis. I think it's Genesis plays things a little too safe sometimes. Maybe that's the reading I'm getting from her.
Well,
but like
she said it.
Yeah, which is kind of a bummer. I don't think Genesis is. I just think she's there with a purpose. Like forgive the analogy, but she gives me like Genesis gives me Hermione Granger vibes. Sorry, millennial Harry Potter. It's in my genetics. Fuck J.K. Rowling. She's a turf. But fuck that rancid bitch. We could talk about that anyway. I think there's something very like, oh, she's very studious. There's kind of like stability to her character that I think sometimes is unappealing to someone who maybe like grew up in a very secure household. I don't know. I haven't. There's not enough to like gauge anything really, but I think her attaching herself to Caleb is interesting because those two characters I always thought had interesting chemistry because he always kind of like, oh, little kid to her. And then her like popping up and annoying him, I think is good. Like that kind of younger sibling thing. Because Caleb is very resistant to this idea of a chosen family because he's looking for his. He didn't go to Starfleet to find a family. He went there to find his mother. So discovering the chosen family instead at the same time, this kind of tension that's been created this episode between him kind of finding people that he can consider a family, close friends, but only to have joined Starfleet so he could find his mother, his actual family, and then finding one there. I could see why he's so resistant to it and why doing the ceremony was hard for him because it wasn't what he was there for. So like, it would be hard for him to accept. And he goes, I have a family. I'm not here to find another one. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? I don't know. Me and Krista went a long way around our point.
I agree with several things that I remember being said.
Oh, you're not long-winded at all. Yeah, you're
never, and certainly not all over the place. No, I think that's a really good point about Caleb. His resistance to chosen family has been weaved in throughout the season, so it did make sense for sure. Trevor, you were going to say something.
This actually in a episode of us going on tangents. This is a little bit of a tangent, but bear with me. Only because I think one of the reasons these characters and this episode in particular are resonating with me so much. Not so much my college group, because I didn't have a huge social circle in college as much as I did in high school. And this group reminds me of my group from high school. So much so that I know which one of us is which character. And I love that. And in some respects, you know, some of us have lost contact and aren't really super close anymore. Some of us are still regularly in communication. Some of us, I see them on Instagram from time to time. One of us has actually passed on to whatever's next. So there's something really cool about this group of people in this time of their life that I'm really, really enjoying. And seeing the talking about Sam sort of connecting with Caleb, what I love about it is that at any given moment, depending on the situation, they're pairing off with each other based on what's going on at that particular time of their lives. But the coolest thing is how quickly they all know each other and can read each other for filth, because that is exactly what that group was for me. What I love is that I'm an adult and now you all can do that, as we saw during the intention setter, and I had to figure out exactly which of you was being so clever with your passwords. But like, we can all do that, but we're fully formed for the most part. I think not to say that none of us have anything to learn, but like we're fully formed adults. When you aren't, the things you'll say but recover from are so different. So the raw realness that's coming out of them is kind of beautiful, and it's reminding me of something that I didn't realize, not that I missed, but that I'm really glad I had. Like that group, that circle, and like I said, Matt, there was two guys named Matt. They were part of that circle. You know, if you happen to see this, I'm so glad you're still a part of my world. For, you know, the one or two that I don't speak with regularly, you know, it's cool to know that at any given moment, if I needed help, those people would be there. And I feel like that's what these characters would be for each other in years from now. So it's really, I'm loving all of their interactions, including that little pair off. And I just had to call that out because watching this episode was the first time I realized, oh fuck, that's us. Like, that was my group. And I didn't realize it until I was watching this episode. So I just had to share that and work it in somewhere. And this seemed to be the right moment. So there you go.
And that's actually a really great segue into talking about that scene, that the call out, call in, call a bitch what she is scene. And don't worry, I have a read for everybody on screen by the end of the episode so that we can bond. Just kidding. I would never. Joanne will kill me. But and then I obviously want to spend some time talking about Caleb's reunion with his mother. But let's get past the reunion and go into the. Well, I'm gonna go, guys, because that scene was incredible. On my first watch, I bristled a little bit. I was like, come on, like, we know, come on, Caleb, you're clearly lashing out, which of course he is. Like, of course this moment was going to happen. So put your bristle aside, Stan, and listen to what's being said. He is trying to hurt them with a kernel of truth, but said in a way that will pierce, because he is trying to make it easier for him to leave. That's clearly what's happening, right? And when he gets to Sam, at first I was like, if you say anything about Sam, I will kill you. And she doesn't even let him. She clocks him, hugs him, says, you're so full of shit. And Genesis saying, no, he's not. And then she clocks him. I think what I love most about that scene was they were all right. Like in that moment in particular, both Sam and Genesis were right. Caleb is full of shit, and he's also not full of shit. He's desperately latching on to being that little kid. And he's not moving forward because he's had this goal for so long, and he finally found his mom, and he's going to give up everything else. It was really powerful. And it was very real. It was very real family and chosen family. Like, sometimes we're mean to each other, whether we mean to be or not. Sometimes sometimes we're mean because we're reacting emotionally, and it's like, I just want to cut this person metaphorically, emotionally. And so I'm going to say something that I know will hurt because I'm hurt and I'm not reacting well, and I need to grow up a little bit and catch myself. It was powerful. Krista, I know you had said earlier that you were really touched by this scene as well. So I want to go to you first.
I think that to a certain extent, I think he was realizing in that moment that they're the pound of flesh. They're the pound of flesh he has to hand over in order to resume his existence with his mother. And I want to talk about her for a second, because I think what's really important about her is that she is pretty much exactly what Genesis said. She is also stuck in this vacuum of running, or, you know, where he got the choice of being the academy or prison. He's now handing over he's trying to make it easier to offload this group of people that he doesn't want to be a part of, and choose a life between prison and death, because those are the only other options. They're going to be on the run the whole time. And I think his attitude and the way he was speaking to them was fueled by wanting a connection with his mother. His mother, who does not respect Starfleet, did not trust that his friends were his friends, flat out accuses them of potentially being spies. Like, really not, she's not inviting anyone in for cookies. So you've got this person who he has mythologized in his head, and it's human nature to think the past is all evergreen. We all liked McDonald's that looked like McDonald's instead of storage facilities. We all get it. Everything in the past is better. And he's kind of mythologized her. And the thing is if he stays with her, he has to stay within the confines of the image that she has of what he is supposed to think, feel, do, believe. It's all based on her. He almost forfeits his own identity, his own potential, his own everything. So the crux of the problem next week is going to be, he's going to have to make a choice between two maternal figures, one who wants him to remain exactly as static and kind of stuck in a quagmire as he is because it works for what she needs, and Ake, who really just wants him to fulfill whatever potential he has. One's far more nurturing than the other. And I think his mother came across as very, maybe unintentionally, but very parasitic. That's not going to be a healthy relationship. That's not going to be a relationship of equals. It's not going to be a relationship of a mother to a son. It's going to be a relationship between a person who believes they know everything and a person who is expected to listen without objection and to do without objection. Ironically, he would have more freedom with Starfleet. So I really didn't like her. I think she's a merc. I don't think it was really clear why she was imprisoned in the first place. I think the fact that that I've forgotten his name, but the Paul Giamatti character is still very
Nusbraka.
He's still very prevalent in the periphery. He's still pulling a lot of strings, calling a lot of shots, and playing a superior game. And I'm just not buying her. And I'm not so certain that relationship was a healthy relationship in the first place. And who's his father? Is it Nusbraka?
I don't think so, because in the pilot,
were we
at the Force? Yeah. Now in the pilot, she says something about like we went to Noose to get help. I don't get the indication that because he's fully human. Unless it's going to be revealed next week that they did some DNA nonsense to him as a baby to make him look human.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, like the whole relationship between those two. What's the story? You went to him for help. What kind of help? Like what situation were you in which you found you needed his help in the first place?
My sense on that, and this comes from a little bit of the pilot, but also more of something Vance said in Come Let's Away. Like Vance acknowledges that the Venari Rawl have, air quotes, helped people by selling them stolen goods, getting food to places that the Federation wasn't able to get food, like through nefarious means, and like not humanitarian, but like, sure, I'll give you some food, but you're going to do whatever. So I think my impression from the pilot is she had the opportunity with the Venari Rawl / Nusbraka to like get some food, help her and her son. And then to answer your other question, he was put in prison for murder / his pirating generally. She, because a Federation shuttle pilot was murdered by Nusbraka, became an accessory to that murder. So she was sent to a rehabilitation center for being an accessory to murder. Why that was a 25-year sentence, but then Noose broke her out at year 14, I think she says in dialogue today. Like,
no, it's all too shady. It's all too, that's going to be the twist.
Yeah. My theory from like week 2 has been she is actually in charge of the Venari Rawl, but this episode it didn't change my mind, it made me worried about how, like, if she is Venari Rawl, if she's is secretly in charge, it made me think, oh, how insidious she is, because the acting choices and some of the directing choices in this episode, it didn't feel like I'm worried you're going to figure me out. She seemed to me legitimately terrified about. I see the comment in the chat. We'll get there.
I broke Joanne.
We'll get there. But she seemed legitimately scared of the Federation, which makes me wonder why. Are we going to find out that, oh, she's Venari Rawl or whatever, and she's scared that they're going to figure her out? Or is she innocent? Was she forced to help Nusbraka in some way or another? And what, like, I don't know which way they're going to go. We don't get screeners. We're willing to accept them. But
it doesn't make sense that being an accessory would lead to that much of a sentence. I'm
To
sorry.
13 years in prison, it's a lot.
Yeah,
The punishment doesn't
It
fit
just
the
doesn't
crime.
make any sense.
Well,
which Nahla says that's why she left Starfleet. Like and then in episode 2 or 3, she's like, I am going to do everything I can to convince the Federation that her sentence was too harsh, even in harsher times.
Yeah, they kind of made she implied that they made an example of her.
Yes.
But
and
like,
that's what,
my thing with this is so Tatiana Maslany, great actress. I think she's doing an incredible job. Kudos to her, only 2 episodes and she's killing it.
Bad wig.
I know that wig is bad. I mean,
Bad
Star
wig.
Trek is known for bad wigs. We continue the legacy of bad wigs.
If there's something they're going to do, it's put a great actress in a bad wig and
in a
worse wig.
They'll put bad actresses in wigs. We've seen that in Discovery. They'll put a bad actress in a
No,
bad
I got
wig
there.
Too. Everyone's getting a bad wig.
That wasn't a wig. I saw her in another show. That's her real fucking hair. I'm not kidding.
There's no way that's her real fucking hair.
Or
bitch.
she borrowed
that
the wig
thing was
again.
not
I
her real
kid
hair.
you not.
Oh no!
I kid you not. And while we're on the
Mama,
subject,
that is the
I just
wiggiest
watched-
wig that's ever wigged. That is the
I just
president of
watched
the
Succession.
United Wigs of United Wigs. That is the Emperor
They have the same hair.
Wigatine. Like that is the craziest wig I've ever seen. No, that is a wig. I will bet
They have the
anything.
same
You could
wig.
take both my nuts and sew up my butthole. That is a fucking wig.
I will
Wig.
pay
Wig.
money to watch that.
Okay, girl. Well,
The surgery
receipts.
or
show me the
That's
And
receipt.
if you want to watch it at home, join the Patreon for only.
I don't know why I'm so combative today. So thank you so much. Plug, give us your money. So here's the thing. I know that so they got Tatiana Maslany slay. The thing is some's getting, just knowing the way they write this, the way this is going to end up, she's not going to be like, oh, go off, have your thing. This bitch is dying. I was certain she was dying this episode. I was like, oh, they killed her. Cool. Shot her dead. But she's fine. Okay, whatever. But then I'm like, there's no way that they're going to get her on this show, Emmy winner, noted actress, to then just play like, mom, something's happening.
Yeah.
She's going to be the villain. Something's going to happen here. There's something else at play here. I smell a stunt. I'm here for it, but I smell it. As soon as they announced that she was in this, and I was like, what? And she was only like in the little bit of the first episode. I was like, no, something's going on here. They wouldn't have hired this actress to do this, to come in for 3 episodes and it not be something crazy. This woman's going to be the head of the Venari Rawl. She's going to be leading all this. I wouldn't be surprised if she's literally Nusbraka in like a hologram. Like I wouldn't be surprised if they are the same person. I would not be surprised if she's suddenly like, oh, hey, I'm Nusbraka. Like I would not be surprised at all. Like I'm calling it now. We all kind of picked up on this, but there's going to be something crazy with her because there's no way, because Mir's not going to stick around in Starfleet. He found his mom. He's not going to stick around. So unless something happens to her where she's the bad guy or something happens, I smell a stunt. I smell a stunt.
Yeah. What makes me curious about she being Venari Raw, like I said, she seems legitimately scared of the Federation in this episode. So if she is the bad guy, like that makes her as insidious to me as Noose Braca. Like the way that he was cutting into Nahla Ake in episode 6, it gives me those vibes. Like she is so psychotically good at acting. Like she's acting terrified of I'm just trying to find my son. And then she does and is like, oh, by the way, I'm the one who figured out how to use Omega 47 to keep you assholes away. If they go bad guy route, I want a little more on motivation. And the flip side, if she is innocent and being used by Venari Rawl and she's trying to get away, because like there was a lot of dialogue in the episode today that like if she's bad guy, she like straight up lied to her son today, and so that adds to the insidious nature of the flip potentially. But if an accessory to whatever, her fear to me, I need to stop looking at the chat. Her fear of the Federation to me feels outsized to what we've seen. Because, like, bitch, you were an accessory to murder. They're gonna put you away. Like,
I'm sorry. Again, Yuta from the Clan Charlesta has a question. Was it murder or was it justice?
Per the Federation, it was accessory to murder.
I still think she chooses cake, but they're fresh out, and so I think she dies at the end.
I didn't read her like reaction. No, what if her name is Venari Rawl? I immediately thought that. I was like, oh god. I was like literally on my iPad trying to put, because she like her name was the code mixed up. I was like trying to see if it worked. It doesn't work. Nothing works. But I didn't perceive her like fear, what her reaction to Starfleet being there is like a fear. I saw it more as like a almost like partly a betrayal, partly like a like, oh, these people are gonna fuck up my plan. And also like I'm performing. Like I didn't read as like, oh, I'm scared of them. It's because she was quote in prison and like she got locked up, which is a great cover for being the head of a pirate organization. But like it did not seem like she was like the reaction she was having was outsized, or in a way it felt more like she was performing for me, even though because I'm like suspicious of this bitch right off the bat, not like character wise, but just like production. Like I know too much about TV. So like knowing that, being like they would not have hired this woman to just play some easy one-off character. They would have hired some other other slightly well-known actress to slide in, not fucking Tatiana Maslany. But like it's I don't know. I think there's going to be a twist to their character, but I didn't read what she was doing as fear. It felt more like a performance. It was like, who is this for? Like it didn't seem genuine, but it felt like it was for Caleb. It was like, this is what you know of me. This is what you know. Oh, they're here. And then him like being associated with them was more of like, what the fuck are you doing? Like I quote raised you different than that.
But I'm supposed to believe that she's so skilled a finder of part replacements or an assembler of part replacements that Noose Braca, that Brenda Vaccaro would break into a Starfleet prison place just to break her out. Like it just doesn't. She is not just some rando unfortunate collateral damage accessory. She's not.
And like Captain Ake called out that also, at the place she was doing physics.
What happened to his father? Has that ever been? Does he ever think about his father?
Clearly not.
Ever talk
it's
about
an interesting question.
I'm just saying it's interesting in the absence of it.
Yeah, because here's my trauma coming out. I don't give a shit about his dad. Like
but that's an assumption,
right? Like baby Caleb was there with. Well, no. I don't give a shit.
No. I'm saying you don't, because there's an assumption that he wouldn't either. Like,
oh right.
He wouldn't because you didn't.
No,
Didn't she?
that's
It's
not what
the
I'm saying.
It's the circle of life, Stan.
Perhaps, like, who's his father has never been a question that I even thought of or care about. Like, we were introduced to him as with his mother. My this is where it was a presumption that, you know, single mom, she's working 2 jobs. She loves her kids.
She's been lying to Caleb, I think, his whole life.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you,
So,
Joanne.
I think I
her name
agree
is
with
not Reba.
Will. Yeah, it's
you.
manipulation and I mean, it even came back up today because he's just like, so because you joined the Venari Raw, and she's like, oh no, I would never. And you know, that was the beginning. He was just like, when he was little, he was like, it's okay if you're a thief or whatever. She's like, no, they tricked me or whatever. I think she's been lying to him all along, and it's crazy how quickly they fell back into, I mean, clearly they're both very smart, but they were running cons. Like they quickly fell into the con game. You know, even the guard was like, are y'all working together? Like, because Stevie Wonder could see, like, y'all, this is a pair. So I think, yeah, she's the big bad. Or, I mean, there's some manipulation going on. And she's not, I didn't read it as fear either. I actually read it as complete and utter disdain for the Federation. But she was very shocked. I saw somebody was saying, oh, but she saved the cadets. She was shocked because when he was like, your friends are Federation, like she was trying to do it because these were his friends. But then she's like, oh, they're fucking Federation. So he's like, you got me in a rock and a hard place. So I don't know. I think she's she's the nasty one here. So
I didn't read it as fear either. I read it as this is inconvenient, or it was half this is fucking inconvenient, these other 3, but also plan is going exactly how the plan is working, because the whole idea was to bring them beyond Federation help, right? I mean, in the first 5 minutes, they're like, we went full Picard season 3. Let's bring every fucking ship we have to our new fledgling capital in.
Well, they learned from that. It was only half.
Let's bring them all back together again.
They had ships at Navarre and Earth too, but half at Beta Z. Yes, it was.
If only the ships could talk to each other, and
if only,
right?
Synchronized.
I agree. I'm glad you said something, Joanne, because I felt like I was out here going, wait a minute, she's not right at all.
Yeah, I'm with y'all. Like I like I said, episode 2 or 3, I'm like, I wonder if she's actually the bad guy. I wonder if it's actually her. But there were just, I read it a little differently, and I could certainly be wrong. It just her performance.
You're wrong. You're wrong.
I probably am. I usually am. But if I was wrong today, it was because I was right 6 weeks ago. But the execution of this is going to be really fun to see. Like that, I love that Trevor loved this episode in particular, because in a way, this is a 2-parter, and he famously hates 2-parters.
I still might.
Yeah.
There's hope.
What have we not talked about that we need to talk about? Like the MacGuffin. We haven't talked about Omega 47 and
How about hot dropping the Athena into the atmosphere?
So
just
That was
cool.
pretty good.
Just like the Enterprise D.
How are we not calling that Commander Troy? They called it something else, and I was like, no, that's Commander Troy.
That's not the Troy maneuver is a crime.
Yeah, they said,
Well,
let's
they did it
pull
on a
from
planet.
now.
She did it inside of a Borg cube. It's different.
Yes.
Okay, that's a well, actually, if I ever heard one. Hit the button.
You're
Hit the
welcome.
fucking
You're
button.
welcome. Something to talk about later. You're welcome.
Well, actually,
we haven't talked about the specialist at the beginning of every episode that has misplaced or lost his fur fly or whatever.
Yes.
Get your shit together, specialist.
That is continuing.
Seriously, every episode.
He's special, all right.
Stephen
shit
Colbert
is
as the
lost.
digital dean has been delightful. I see the fur fly being a through line the entire season has been really fun, but also in this episode, I love that the digital dean was just like, we know y'all be fucking. Don't do it in the storage rooms. And
Also,
when
why
you're
not?
done, sterilize your fucking uniforms.
What's wrong
'cause
with the storage room?
I think there's potentially hazardous materials in the storage rooms. I don't know.
Like fur flies?
Ooh. Like Venari Raw spies.
Like
We haven't-
venereal disease.
Venereal raw. No.
Venereal.
That works. Venereal Raw disease.
Maybe after one less glass of bubbly. We haven't seen a lady who swallows her comm badge in a while, and I've been suspicious of her since the beginning.
I don't even remember.
She's on Beta Z. Oh,
I don't trust her.
minor nitpick again. I wish we saw Beta Z. I wanted to see.
Maybe next week.
I hope so. I want to see this new seat of government that we're building.
Hey, good use of Metalis Prime again. Glad that set got used again.
It's the quintessential. We need a scary looking marketplace. Put it in.
It's very
wherever.
like The Mandalorian.
Blade Runners.
Very
That
Yeah.
that's one thing Star Wars does right. Like their alien planets, like their grubby places always look real good. Like they're good at like little quick planety places. But I was like, Mama, they grabbed that straight from The Mandalorian, Mama. I'm not mad at it.
It's very
I liked
dystopian
it.
Tokyo. Like I feel like they've rented that
Little
set
bit.
multiple times,
Yeah.
and it's just like, oh,
Yeah.
you wanted
Well,
the dystopian
I was-
Tokyo? We have that.
I was reading one of the articles with Jonathan Frakes where he's talking about directing this, and they did it on the what's that thing called? The thing?
You
Air
know,
wall.
Gauge.
No.
cruise.
Disney World.
The
air
projector wall. The
The AR wall.
the AR wall. Like that set was all the AR wall, and they like there was other pieces in front of it, but that whole thing was just the AR wall, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah.
It worked for me.
I didn't like the
I thought it
walls
was
in the bunker.
Yeah, every sci-fi bar or market looks like every other sci-fi bar or market. It could be Star Wars, it could be Star Trek, it could be Babylon 5, it could be Blade Runner.
Blade Runner.
The ones from TNG where they have to go to like that. I recently watched the episode Gambit again, and like where they go to that seedy bar, and it's just like it's the cargo bay, and they just put up some things. It's so funny because I'm like, Mama, that's the cargo bay. Like it's
You're
funny.
a Beta Z.
Yeah, that they're shady bar, and
That was like the
not
porn movie where everything was the same two chairs and the covered desk.
Hey, you know what? The best supporting actress in a pornographic film goes to that office chair. So every year,
If you're interested in seeing us review the porn episode,
No, you have to watch it.
please visit our
second
Patreon.
plug.
We
Second
spent
plug.
10 minutes talking about, that's the same room. Like, that's what we focused on. 'cause
But it
we're-
was the
we're
chair.
so
It was the
stupid.
chair. It was like the chair because they had the bridge, like their bridge set, and then it had
And
three
drunk.
chairs,
And
and then
then
you
the
saw that
op-
they
and then
moved
the-
one of them. They moved one of them to the. They didn't
Captain's
have enough of the
office.
chairs for all the
Yes.
stations, so like they just kept moving the chair around.
No,
See,
my
that's
favorite is how
funny.
we
You're
got through.
just getting sucked back into the void here, Will. Sucked back into the porn chair void.
My favorite was how
Hey,
we
well,
got
if
through
you're not
the
going to get
whole
stuck in the
review.
porn chair, where are you going to get stuck?
We got through the
Talk about
whole
me now.
thing.
Talk about me.
She's spicy
True story.
tonight.
We're off the transwarp corridor.
I still love how we got through the whole thing and then noticed that Bev was only in one scene. And
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I rewatched it recently, and my favorite is when Bev walks into the ready room and Krista's like, Jesus, just like the rest of TNG, they underused.
That's true.
Jesus.
That was really funny.
It was just like a movie.
So if you all want to watch porn with us, minus the sex scenes, go to our Patreon, join the free tier, and then you will see
wouldn't?
a link to get a free month The first 15 people to sign up for that get a free month of the Child of the Fifth House level. And the Fifth House serves.
Karis wax poetic for a half an hour about
Work.
chairs.
What else about this episode? What have we not talked about? Tig Notaro, fucking delightful. I wish Laura Thok was in it.
They can kiss my ass.
Same.
It made sense to me that she was with the cadets because that's her
that's her
position.
role.
So it made sense. I'm bummed because I want her in everything because she's so fucking good. Like
So
it would have been
good.
great to have her on the bridge
Yeah.
screaming at people. I'm just like, yes,
It
anytime,
would.
any day.
I will give the nitpickers one credit. Where's the bridge crew for that we met
Right.
in episode whatever?
Yeah, I think it was like a couple episodes.
I think they
were
stayed
in.
on Earth, it seems like, or on Beta Z, because
I think
this was another one of those. Well, at least they kind of explained it. We have automated systems now. Like, sure.
Well, my take was that this was kind of like one of those missions, like it's off the books, but this was one of those missions where she didn't want to bring everyone. This was a
I'll take that.
This is not official. We're zipping over there, sending out a
She
transmission.
recognized how dangerous it was.
Yeah.
Plus, Lieutenant hot Thriss. Can't put him in danger. He's got to stay on Beta Z being sexy as fuck. Goddamn.
What's so interesting is he's
hang
head
on
of
one
war
second, Chris.
college.
I don't hang on, Chris. I don't want to lose your thought here. This is just important.
Problematic gay alert.
We're talking about the helmsman. We're not talking about the head of the war college, the hot helmsman.
Okay.
No, he's not the helmsman. He's the operations officer.
Whatever.
Hell,
He's at the
don't get his position wrong.
How dare you?
Lieutenant
Dandarin, who is also very handsome, he is the helms officer.
Well, you
Well,
clearly
actually,
hate-
push
You
the
being
button.
well, actually. It's all fun and games until it's my own voice saying it. I forgot about that. Will, other thoughts on this episode? You put up a hand or were you
No, I don't really have anything. No, it's good. I need to see the next one.
I'm very excited for the finale.
Will, please talk a little bit about Tesco and Caleb.
Do you want to get me on this again? Okay.
Trevor, can you
clearly
land
we're
the
not-
shit,
I'll
please?
spoil
We'll do
myself
that in the
laughing.
after show. So fucking over those two. God.
After dark. After dark. Yes. I'm like giving out points and I haven't even told you what the scorecard is. There were 2 problematic gay alerts. There was 1 Bev alert. There was 1 problematic ally alert. Stan landed a segue once. There was 1 explosive saucer separation. There were 2 Kenwell actuallys in absentia. And that's it for the scorecard. Bonus points. I gave 1,000 bonus points to Cadet Caleb Muir for being hot even when you're crying. I gave 300,000 bonus points to Nahla Ake for being fed up with the cadets' shenanigans as much as Krista gets fed up with ours. I gave 500 bonus points to Zadmiral Vance for getting Krista all hot and bothered. I gave 69 bonus points to the porn chair for showing up in this episode. I gave 69,000 bonus points to the writing for being tight, just not as tight as Will. I gave 1,000 bonus points to Joanne and Krista for reducing Tamira to snack foods. I gave 5,000 bonus points to Will for penis. I took 1 bonus point away from Will for disagreeing with me. I gave 500 bonus points to Joanne for being all out of cake. I gave 500 bonus points to Krista for going full Maury Povich and asking, who's the father? I gave 10 seasons worth of bonus points to the late, great Ruth Evershed for being the best fucking analyst that MI5 Section D ever had and ever will. And last but not least, I gave 20 million bonus points to all of you cunts for knowing me so well. And since you asked, the password is Sirach.
Yes. Well, friends, we got a little less than 7 days until the last episode of this incredible season of Star Trek. I'm going to go on a quick rant here at the end of our show. I fucking love Star Trek Starfleet Academy. This has been the best first season of Star Trek potentially ever, certainly in the streaming universe. They're getting series long stuff right. They are getting episodic right. They are getting emotional moments right. They are giving us low stakes. They are giving us high stakes. If it is not for you, fine. If you want to criticize, you just heard us do it for an hour and 25 minutes. Great. If you're just going to be a negative cunt, go fucking fuck yourself. Shut the fuck up. Get the fuck off the internet. I am sick of it. It is a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you bitches in any way influence these assholes to cancel this wonderful show, fuck you. It's not going to get us. Insert whatever pet project you have. I don't want to name them in this moment because there are good people who want those projects as well. I want some of them as well, but go fuck yourself. And I'm going to read a bitch, slightly subtweeted though. If you have a podcast on Star Trek, if you have an account where you put out your own Star Trek crafts and you use those channels to then bitch about Star Trek, go fuck yourself. You're asking for my money for your products or my attention on your podcast while being a negative cunt, not critical thinking, not interesting introspection, but literally saying, we used to get quotes like, and you insert quotes from The Drumhead, Inner Light, The Darkness and the Light, the heavy hitters from the 90s when they had 26 seasons. But now we get dialogue like, and then you insert not real dialogue from Starfleet Academy, but your own made up chat GPT bullshit sounding nonsense. Go fuck yourself. I am sick of the negativity. Be critical. Don't like it. Talk about the fact that you don't like it, but being critical just for the fucking likes because your own life is pathetic and you're not getting the fame you think you deserve is fucked up. It's stupid. We're clocking your ass. You're getting a couple of likes. You're getting some of the worst people on the internet to agree with you. Fuck them. Fuck you. I fucking love this show. I want more Star Trek, and the way to get more Star Trek is to watch the Star Trek that we get, talk about it, be critical of it. We nitpick the fuck out of this shit, but we're not negative just to be negative. And with that, I hope everybody joins us next week as we watch the final episode of Star Trek Starfleet Academy. And until then, nearly all of you live long and prosper.
All hands abandon ship. Proceed to the nearest evacuation zone immediately.